Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a few things I want to talk about in this video. Pretty interesting stuff here. Here's the first headline I want to share. 200 million XRP transactions spotted on Asia's top crypto exchange. The transactions cited within, interesting enough, but I also want to talk to you about just what it will mean as institutional adoption really takes place in terms of price for XRP. You can imagine, I've cited in the past, so what does it look like as institutional investors even invest just a fraction of their total call it net worth into cryptocurrencies like XRP? What does that actually look like? I've also got this article I want to share with you from A&B Crypto titled, "Here's How Ripple is Making Its Presence Known in South Korea," which touches on a brand new blog post from Ripple through their Insights series on their official website, which I'll be sharing with you. But before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, because that would be the prudent thing to do. And you're an adult, so you want to be prudent, don't you? The answer is yes. All right, let's dive in. A Twitter bot XRPL monitor that tracks large transactions on the XRP ledger has reported 3 gargantuan XRP transfers made in the biggest cryptocurrency. 200 million was sent between anonymous wallets. And so I'll just kind of round it here, but that's 47.6 million United States dollars. Pretty big. Despite the lack of positive dynamics of the XRP price, the community has remained loyal, and interest in XRP remains strong. Well, I'll tell you what, they must be talking about me here. Moon Lambo's not going anywhere. I'm remaining confident, and I feel strong in all of my opinions pertaining to anything having to do with Ripple and the XRP ecosystem. So thanks for talking about me, you today. Several successional transfers were spotted by XRP Ledger Monitor over 6 hours ago, totaling an astounding 200 million XRP in just 3 transactions. Those were conducted between anonymous accounts. However, data provided by BitHomp website, which specializes in XRP transactions, says that all the wallets involved are linked to the OTC BTC cryptocurrency exchange. And I love that the XRP ledger, by the way. I'm so thrilled that it is absolutely not anonymous. It's a completely public ledger, and of course, very decentralized, much more so than Bitcoin even, or at least more so. So you can actually take a look at this stuff. You can actually track this. As its website says, currently this is the major OTC crypto exchange in Asia. So this is the big one. You can see right now, here are the 3 transactions that were cited as screen captures on your screen right now. Now take a look at this. They have this subheading here, and I do think this is fascinating. And they titled this, "Large XRP fan expects institutional investors to step in." They are not talking about the size of this individual XRP fan, so perhaps they could have worded that in a little bit more of a precise way. They're talking more so about followers on the Twitters here. XRP enthusiast at Rob Art has shared with his 10,000 followers his thoughts on the XRP coin, saying that he expects institutional investors to eventually become interested in XRP. They will be pumping in billions and will help XRP reach trillions in market capitalization, he believes. Now, this is something that I've talked about in the past, and it's not that I was the first to come up with this, but it's something that conceptually I am on board with here. If you consider just think about the types of institutional money out there, whether it's a commercial bank or a public pension fund. There are a number of different types of entities out there that are considered by definition institutional money here, but they're already investing in other asset classes. So you can think about the stock market, for example, in a major way, and with lots of money. It has absolutely contributed to the total the total amount of investments that are in the actual stock market, just for example here. And to me, it's just the idea of them jumping into the crypto asset class. To me, it seems like an inevitable end. Like it will get there, and in a notable way. It's just a matter of time here. And I think that the way in which these entities invest in cryptocurrencies is going to be markedly different than the way that your retail speculator invests, because the retail speculator going to be, let's say, much more prone to emotional buying and selling, and maybe not as perhaps. I mean, look, I understand that people in the XRP community, I'd say, from my experience, it just seems like they're much more educated in general than, let's just say, communities of other coins. That's not a dig at other communities. I'm just saying that from what I've seen, people are highly interested in the XRP community, knowing what is actually going on here. It's the reason channels like mine, in part, are able to find success here and traction. We're all genuinely interested to that degree. I mean, that should speak volumes. And so, again, not that you don't see that within the other communities, but consider this. So we're parsing out the differences between these cryptocurrencies, and I'm telling you, when you're talking about institutional money here, oh yeah, they're not just going to be throwing money at everything and seeing what sticks, which is what some retail investors are doing, essentially, right? It is happening. I mean, think about 2017. My gosh. You could throw a dart at a board, you win. That's kind of what it felt like when it came to buying any cryptocurrency on the freaking planet during that huge run-up. And so, I think that institutional investors, especially as they ramp up, they're going to look at utility. I cannot imagine a world where that isn't something that is of paramount importance. So it's all coming. So you can take a look at this tweet. This is from March 4th, just the other day here. And here's what Robert Art actually wrote on Twitter. Institutional investors will be pumping in billions. It'll only be 1 to 20% of their capital and will result in XRP reaching trillions in market cap. BlackRock alone has $7.4 trillion under management. 1% of that is $74 billion. That's about 30% of the entire crypto market cap today. And let me tell you something else. You know what's exciting about that? When it comes to this conceptually, is that if you understand the net inflow of cash required into this space for prices to get ramped up is nowhere near that. If you're talking about any cryptocurrency getting to just $1 trillion, or the asset class, the amount of money that has to flow in is not $1 trillion. And for those of you out there that have been following me for a little while, if you can recall my explanation of my the Floby market cap, which I haven't talked about in a while, conceptually, that is why. It's because people invest, and some people are willing to jump in and pay more than what the previous person did. It's the same for stocks. For that, this is how asset classes work. Generally speaking, there's always an opportunity to make a profit here, and so fundamentally, there's nothing weird or wrong or scammy about that. It's just the way that things tend to work here. And so, especially if you consider the fringe around this, things can jump up very, very quickly. So, to me, very, very cool stuff here. It's just a matter of time. I don't know exactly when this is going to look like, what the time length this is going to look like, but to me, it's coming. And institutional investors are absolutely going to figure this out, and I expect them to do a lot of their investing at market cycle bottoms because they are aware of market cycles, and again, there's going to be much less emotional buying and selling from them. All right, next, here's a tweet from J. Lee Jordan. I wanted to give a shout-out to you. I hope you're watching, my friend. And here's what J. Lee Jordan wrote. He tagged me along with a couple of others here. My day in XRP. The Bearable Bull, which, of course, is my fellow XRP YouTuber. The Bearable Bull, for the dose of hopium, amps me up to put more into XRP. Kevin Cage, for the latest update. Moon Lambo, for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sprinkle some tweets from @XRP_OWL, and wait until payday to invest. Hopefully at a decent price. I like that. Thank you so much for including me in that tweet. I really do appreciate that there. And I like what you wrote, me covering the good, the bad, and the ugly. And indeed, since this is proudly a non-hype channel, I'm just going to call it as I see it, and that doesn't always mean that I'm reporting on everything positive. Unfortunately, the world out there, even it has to do with the XRP, is not always all puppies and ice cream. Not the case. I wish. I like puppies and I like ice cream, so there we go. All right, next, take a look at this. Here's how Ripple is making its presence known in South Korea. The global remittance market is ripe for disruption, and the San Francisco-based blockchain firm Ripple has been a well-known player in the field. With RippleNet, the firm has forged many partnerships with the aim to improve remittances in the region. In fact, Ripple had previously revealed that almost half of its RippleNet customers were based in the Asia-Pacific region. There has been significant growth in remittance inflows, ranging from almost 7% in East Asia and in the Pacific to 12% in South Asia, according to a remittance report released by the World Bank in 2018. As part of its roadmap, the Brad Garlinghouse-led firm is looking to disrupt this region for its growing remittance market. Interestingly, over the past couple of months, RippleNet's engagement with the South Korean payments market is peaking. The World Bank report had also revealed that the average value for South Korea's remittance market had increased exponentially from $353.1 million in 1980 to $6,254.3 million in 2018. You can see here's a chart on the screen. For a long time, the South Korean remittance market was helmed by big traditional financial players contributing to remittances in and out of the country skyrocketing. However, there appears to be a subtle change in this, and this was brought in 2017 when the country enabled non-bank firms to provide remittance services, which frankly was the case in pretty much every other geographic region the world over. So catch it up a little bit. Emi Yoshikawa, who is the Senior Director of Global Operations at Ripple, had previously described South Korea as the hotbed of fintech innovation. The exec also revealed, quote, check this out, here's a quote from her. Since the Korean government started licensing payment providers for remittance in 2017, we have witnessed how Korean payment providers dramatically improved payments experience for their customers, and we are pleased to be part of their ongoing efforts. Now, to me, this is unquestionably rather significant. Talk about an opportunity for early adoption as it pertains to on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. Who do you think's going to be really on board for that? One of the most notable developments in the space was blockchain-based financial services company Coin1 Transfer partnering with RippleNet in South Korea for the country's retail remittance product Cross in late 2018 through SBI Ripple Asia, a joint venture between Ripple and SBI Holdings. Now, Ripple in its latest blog post revealed that Coin1 transfer's volume has grown at an average of 50% each month, while boasting a customer retention rate of 80%. Coin1 Transfer's business development manager Camille Jeong reportedly attributed much of the success to key Ripple features. And so, again, I think that this is clearly an indication of where things are heading. And here's the actual, I think I sufficiently covered what needed to be said on this, but here's the actual Ripple Insights blog. And I'll tell you, they wouldn't write up a full piece about this if this were something from their perspective that was truly notable. You know, it's not every day that there's a Ripple blog out here covering anything. So this is something to watch. It's a key remittance market, and I'm telling you, it's just my opinion, a little bit of speculation, but on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, the market they're talking about here, I think this is going to be substantial, which will ultimately be a positive thing for the XRP ecosystem, including price action, I suspect. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!